Brought to you by Express Care Health and Skin Center. Get in, get out, get better.
All right, it is time for the part of the program of Healthy Living Tuesday when we bring in our good friend and our medical correspondent, Dr. Jitka Lom from Express Care. Tonight, we are talking about fatigue. Now, Dr. Hafaday, and welcome back.
Thank you very much.
All right, lovely to see you as always.
Same.
And, fatigue is caused by so many things and comes in so many different ways. So generally and broadly defined, what is fatigue?
Well, I think you could define it lots of ways, but the best way might be to say low energy. Energy is a sort of nebulous term. We may have high, low energy, but another way we might define it as being very tired and having low recovery, low stamina, normally being able to accomplish something and not being able to do the same things as you used to be able to do.
Okay, well, why don't we do this maybe on a scale? We'll talk about like some of the more obvious ways that one can experience fatigue and then some of the more serious ways where fatigue may lead to something. So obviously things like not getting enough rest, eating poorly, not getting enough exercise and everything. What are some of the more telltale signs of like, what might be considered garden variety reasons for fatigue? Those
would be the top three, and I'd add stress to the number 4.
Okay.
Yeah, so sleeping poorly, of course, most people will need their 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Young children will need longer, older people might need less, but it needs to be quality sleep as well. So if it's interrupted sleep, if it's sleep that is, for example, even interrupted by snoring all the time, then you're not going to get a good night's rest and you might feel very tired. As far as energy and exercise, many people feel too tired to exercise, and that's backwards thinking, because exercise will actually give you energy. You just have to start at a proper pace. You start nice and slow, work up, and you will eventually get energy from exercising because it mobilizes blood and it helps detoxify your own system. As far as diet, of course, we are what we eat. So if we're eating healthfully, lots of fruits and vegetables, and especially staying hydrated, lots of water, we're going to have more energy than if we, don't do those things. And then finally, on the stress level, energy and our fatigue level is incredibly related to the level of stress that we're experiencing. So we could eat right, exercise, do all the right things, but be under tremendous stress and pressure and feel exhausted from it, because it's our mind also that's affecting our body. So all those 4 factors would be so very important.
And you've told us on this very program that mental health is as important as physical health.
It is. So imagine that you're very tired and then somebody hands you a check for $1 million. You're not going to be tired anymore at that very instant. That's how effective that is.
I think I would jump up off the ground.
You would be okay. Yeah. On the other hand, you may have lots of energy and then get some bad news and feel very extremely exhausted. So we must monitor how we're responding to stressful events and try to control our emotions so that we can handle them well.
Okay, so those are the 4 pillars, and if I'm feeling tired or fatigued, I'll just monitor myself in those 4 areas. How about if I'm feeling fatigued, it may lead to something on a more serious health complication nature?
Yeah, so sometimes we're tired, we're doing all the right things, but we still are experiencing fatigue, and then it's time to look deeper and see if there's an illness, not just lifestyle, but illness. And those can be there can be so many illnesses that cause fatigue. Some of the more common ones are anemia, being low on your blood. Of course, thyroid problems can cause that. Liver and kidney problems can cause that. And cancer would be one common reason why people would suffer from fatigue. So when you're fatigued, meaning you're feeling tired for more than 2 weeks in a row, and all the things, getting rest, trying to eat well, sleep well, all those things are not working, it's time for a checkup.
Yeah, that's the time when we go and see people in your line of work.
Yeah, get some blood tests and get checked out.
Okay, and now of course, at the beginning you talked about actually getting exercise and encouraging yourself to be fatigued. Differentiate, doctor, if you can, between the good type of fatigue and then the bad type of fatigue.
Okay, so good fatigue would be, you've worked hard. At the end of a long day, you're tired. You rest, you feel fine the next morning. Your recovery is excellent, and that's normal and healthy. Bad kind of fatigue would be, you've had a really kind of not very physically tiring day, and you're exhausted, and all you can do is think about getting into bed, knock out, and then maybe you have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning. That would be an extreme situation, but it does happen to many people. Drugs and alcohol also have a component there where people are excessively into that, and of course that's not healthy for them and not helping their energy level at all.
And also restless sleep, I would assume, is leads to that. It's a vicious cycle, right? Because one kind of leads to the other.
Yeah, it sure can be. And then there's sleep apnea, where people don't sleep properly during the night. They're constantly being awakened by their inability to breathe properly, and then of course they're very tired and exhausted in the morning.
Okay, now of course, you know, you are a licensed physician. You love to help people and, you know, save lives and, you know, and improve the quality of people's life, as are all of your colleagues. But are there things that people like me can do at home just to test how fatigued I might be? I mean, to see if there's like a certain barometer about myself to say like, okay, well, you know, that's normal. Now I know I'm fatigued, or now I'm not fatigued enough and everything.
Yeah, it's a great question. What's normal, right?
Exactly.
So talking to your friends, finding out, you know, hey, when you do this, do you usually get tired? Do you guys usually recover? And then comparing yourself to maybe how you were last year. Oftentimes people can make that measurement. You can also measure yourself by going to the gym and trying it out. You know, how do I feel after 20 minutes on the treadmill? You know, and then asking other people how they feel and comparing. But each person is different, and so what's normal for you may be very different, and it's a very excellent question.
So just like a self-imposed stress test almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's good. Well, that's all the questions I have, but we have a lot of good questions from our Facebook fans right now, so you ready for those?
Yes.
Okay, and we will get to those when Healthy Living Tuesday with Dr. Lom continues right here on KUM News Extra. Stay tuned. Good things coming up.